morning, good afternoon, good evening. The Zanu PF factional war is hotting up. I think what many people find so difficult is that the country is in a serious mess. There are many pressing issues that needs to be addressed, and yet they're not. They're being completely ignored, and the whole nation is being sucked into this factional war. Whether we like it or not, it is taking center stage. It's mentally, morally exhausting. Of course, what makes it so tiresome is that it has been going on for the last 45 years. As soon as everyone thinks, oh, it has been settled, the amoeba divides and the whole thing starts all over again. When Mugabe ousted Joyce Mujuru, people thought, okay, this is the end. But as soon as that was done, the amoeba divided and were the G40 versus Lacoste. And when they staged their military coup, people thought, okay, we finally have that one sorted out. And then it expired that Chiwenga and Mnangagwa had come to an agreement, a gentleman's agreement, that Mnangagwa would step down after serving one term. He did not. He served two, and now he even wants to extend beyond what the Constitution allows. This is just tedious. This will never end. Ben, what are your views on this one?
Good day to you and good day to our viewers. Thank you for joining us. It's to be expected. We are dealing with Zanu PF. This is who they are. They have never changed. They will never change. As long as the whole thing is aligned with Zanu PF, there's going to be discord. There's going to be, it's going to be strenuous for everybody, the whole entire Zimbabwe. I mean, this back and forth, it's I think it's a calculated move between, the two factions that are fighting amongst, themselves within ZANU PF. And they are going to stretch this until, it breaks. And then they will still expect us as the citizens to take sides. So whatever outcome here, they figure out that it has to be ZANU PF. There is no other except choose between the two ZANU PF, just like what they did, in 2017. They fought amongst themselves. There was a lot of strain in the country, a lot of fireworks and all that. And we were made to choose between the two. And unfortunately, we fell for it and we made a choice. Here we are.
I think what some people should never forget here is that this is one of the reasons why there's no meaningful economic development in the country. Who would want to invest in a country that is so politically unstable that it is perpetually in election mode? And so the nation's resources, instead of being used to invest to build the nation's basic infrastructure, is being used to buy votes. The main reason why Chiwenga is making a big issue out of this Gananda is that he is finding himself in a situation where Mnangagwa is using all the money he is getting from these corrupt individuals to promote himself, buying cars for party members, party leaders, right, center, and left. And Chiwenga, of course, you would have wanted to do the same, but he cannot. And hence the reason why this is becoming a big issue now. And the reality is the country is losing so much. Infrastructure is being ignored. We have schools that are in such a sorry state, hospitals in such a sorry state, because there's no money being spent to provide a better service. And yet, whether we like it or not, we have to put up with what is happening. And we are totally helpless to do anything about it. Here is an interview that maybe underline the point that we're trying to make here, that the political temperature is hotting up in Zimbabwe.
Cabinet is headed by the president. Are you in essence saying that the president himself is corrupt?
We can no longer hide the fact that he's the number one citizen. We can no longer hide the fact that he's responsible for decisions in cabinet. We can no longer write that he is responsible for decisions at Zanu PF. The reason why I talk about Zanu, it is the ruling party. It is the one that comes with its policies. So for us to go back to the old mantra of saying Mugabe was good, it was the people around Mugabe, those days are gone. We've got to call a spade a spade. The Excellency is in charge. He is in control. He has executive powers. He has every power to deal with any situation. Why is he not doing it? He has the right to appoint. He has the right to disappoint. He has the right to review his team. But if he's not doing that, then he is happy with his team. And ultimately, the blame is with him. And we can no longer bless it. I'm not one who's going to... That is what made Zimbabwe go wrong. Because the President Mugabe, very right. My ministers are very right. But who appoints the ministers? Who presides over government? Zanu PF, okay? It does not speak about corruption. Yes, they talk about zero tolerance on corruption and so forth. He is responsible and he must be held accountable. It's as simple as that. The former president lost power through an impeachment process because of misconduct, because of not following the constitution. And that's what we use. That motion was moved by Maridadi at first. I was seconding it. Then Zanu PF saw it fit. Okay, whether was it factional fights to then want to move it through Honorable Mchangwa, then seconded by Maridadi. And that's how the last president lost power, because of misconduct. Because of misconduct. So to me, not only that, the vice president, then Comrade Mnangagwa, was also expelled from Zanu PF by the Mugabe regime for misconduct. So misconduct of what? Because there are certain powers that you have which you must exercise to get this country forward and so.
What is your view on that one, Ben?
You know, I go back to the Gold Mafia documentary where, you know, at every point in time, you know, everything illegal that was being done was being, you know, mentioned that there is the number one that is involved. And there is Temba Mliso also saying that he's the number one citizen. So, of course, Mnangagwa is involved. He is the one that employs these Ziganandas. There's no hiding it. It's there for everybody to see. It's been documented, you know. So the evidence is there. They spoke and we listened. So we cannot have any questions about that. Then when you come now to the internal battle within ZANU PF, you look closely, you find out that Chiwenga is fighting the Ziganandas, not because of corruption merely, just corruption. The Ziganandas are standing by his doorway into the high table, onto the top seat. They are blocking his way. And that is where the fight is. Because Ziganandas will not just want to let go, because obviously, you know, they're benefiting from all these corrupt activities, you know, and they may risk eventually getting, you know, booted out, arrested, and so forth. We saw how it happened when Mnangagwa took over. The G40s, they scrambled for dear life and they went into hiding. And the same can happen with those aligned with Mnangagwa once Chiwenga takes that seat. They will scramble as well because they really don't have any explanation to their wealth, for example. So when you really look close and you analyze it, to me, what is disappointing, really disappointing, is not the fight and the back and forth, is that we are willing to be sucked in again. This is not the first time. We're willing to be sucked in to make a choice between the lesser devil. It's as if we have not learned a lesson from it. Nothing good will come out of both sides here. We swapped, you know, Mugabe for Mnangagwa. Here we are a couple of years later. He has made life more unbearable. Some even now think that Mugabe was a saint as compared to what this guy is doing. But the truth of the matter is, he is no saint. Neither was Mugabe a saint. We are just not living, you know, the time. I mean, Mugabe took us through some horrible, horrible, unimaginable suffering. This guy has just simply elevated. It's a ZANU thing. That is how ZANU operates. They have never been for the people. They've been for themselves ever since 1980 when they took office. They plundered resources and wealth for their own. And they will continue doing the same. So there is no really a choice we are making here.
Well, my last remark will be just to remind people that while this factional war is pitting Mnangagwa and his vice president, and the latter has control of the looted wealth and is diverting it to buying vehicles and other benefits to buy votes and support for himself. Money that should be used to improve the quality of life for all Zimbabweans. I've said it on this platform and I'll say it again. We are seeing here a situation where the glory of Caesar has trumped the good of Rome. In the picture there, we showed it the other day, where we are showing Mnangagwa buying cars for his fellow Zanu PF party leaders. And they are all queuing up there, war veterans and so forth. As contrast to what is happening across the Zambezi, where President Hichilema bought ambulances, 500 ambulances, to be distributed all over Zambia. That is what I'm talking about. Whether we like it or not, Mnangagwa is spending the resources, time and resources. He's supposed to be in government, he's supposed to be running the nation's affairs, whereas in reality, he is running his own campaign, fighting his own fellow Zanu PF leaders for the control of the party. And this has been going on for the last 45 years. It is tiring. And it will never end until we have dismantled the de facto one-party state so that we have free, fair, and credible elections and have a government that is accountable to the people. Do you want to give your closing remarks?
In closing, I would just want to talk to my fellow citizens out there. We've been through this before, and we have an example. We should be knowing better. Choosing a lesser devil between two devils is not going to solve our problem. We are just going we're going deeper and deeper into the unknown. Both Mnangagwa and Chiwenga have nothing to do with the people. They have their eyes set on looting and making sure they and their friends and family enjoy at the expense of everybody else. There is a way out of this, and a sure and permanent way out of this mess, and to get Zimbabwe back, on a democratic path. And a lot of people will be saying we need to think outside the box. No. Thinking has already been done for us. We have been given recommendations by SADC, AU, and all other, electoral observer missions that came to Zimbabwe. Those recommendations are as good as reforms. They are pointing us to areas that we need to fix before we enter into any other election, such that our elections will be meaningful, free, and fair. Our part is not the thinking. Our part now is to implement, is to do the hard work, our bit, to push for the implementation. And if these reforms are not implemented, we should not be participating in rigged elections. I mean, recently I was looking at just the composition of the commissioners in ZEC. These are children of Zanu PF top dogs. So if you think that you could win rigged elections, forget about it. It is impossible. How can you go against your own parents? Where is the free and fair in that? So I would say, if there are no reforms made, there should be no elections. We should not be participating in these elections. And we must make that position known internally and externally. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ben. And those who were able to join us tonight, thank you very much. I hope you'll be able to do it again tomorrow, same time, 7 o'clock UK time, 8 o'clock Zimbabwean time. And on Saturday, we are going to have an open discussion where individuals will be invited to join to give their comments. Those who are available, yeah, welcome. I'll send you the link at the end of this transmission when we circulate the video. Thank you very much. Have a good night.